everyone. My name is Aisha Bravo. I'm the district manager here at Bronx Community Board 7. As usual, the meeting starts at 6:30. We give a grace period from 6:30 to 6:45 for folks to sign up to speak during the public hearing section of this meeting. By 6:45, that will close and we will begin the public hearing section. So if you would like to speak during that time, either put your name in the chat or feel free to unmute yourself from now to 6:45. Yep, Pam, I will definitely call you during the public session. I do call the libraries, yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
So thank you for joining us and being so active. We totally appreciate that.
Hello.
So as usual, if you are here on behalf of an elected official, we usually go in ranking order. So I do call the elected's name. If you're a rep for that particular elected, that's when you unmute yourself, so you don't need to sign up. And that also applies for our New York Public Libraries and the 52nd precinct. Keep saying my connection's unstable. Again, this is the time you wish to speak during the public session. Seth?
Okay. Oh.
Hello, Aisha.
Maharani, that's you?
Yes.
Okay. Can everybody hear me better now? Maybe turning off my camera?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Carla.
Okay.
As per Carla's recommendation, so that's good. Serial, yes. So far I have Alicia James, Seth, Serial Garino. Anyone else? Again, you can unmute yourself, which is probably the easiest way if the chat is filling quickly.
Yes, thank you.
I got it. All right. Darcel, do we have you for the next 5 minutes? We will start promptly at 6:45. Okay. Erica, if you could share that with her in 5 minutes, we'll give her the floor.
No problem.
Carla, Jade, if you guys can monitor the oh my gosh, the participant section. All right, I see Jeff is on. Yep. So we will, at 6:45, we'll give the floor to our Bronx District Attorney, and following him would be Assembly Member Jeffrey Dinowitz.
I'm sorry. So folks from the public should speak now?
No, this is the opportunity to sign up to speak.
Okay.
We
My
will begin the
apologies.
public hearing section. No, it's totally fine. We will begin the public hearing section at 6:45. And just so everyone knows, that's an opportunity, obviously, for the electeds to address us. So if there are any electeds in the room, they go first, and then we'll move on to the representatives and anyone else who has signed up to speak during the public session. So I ask everyone to be patient, as sometimes it can be a little lengthy. But of course, everyone knows you get 1 minute to speak. So please be respectful of everyone's time. We have 3 more minutes and we'll be closing the public hearing section. I'm sorry, the sign up section for the public hearing. And I apologize for not having a camera. Apparently my reception is unstable, so. You have 1 more minute. If you wish to speak during the public session, feel free to unmute yourself or sign up in the chat. Okay, it is now 6:45. That sign up session is over. Madam Chair, if you could begin the public hearing section so I can take over from there. Barbara? If you can open up so I can open up the public hearing after you.
Okay. Welcome, everybody, to our May General Board meeting. We're going to start off as usual with the public session. I believe we have a few guests. Some of our elected officials are with us. So Aisha, you have the list if you want to get started. Go right ahead.
Thank you. On that note, we welcome our Bronx District Attorney, Darcel Clark. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Aisha, and thank you to all of you, the members and residents of Community Board 7. It's always an honor to stop by and say hello, to check in. Of course, my office is always present. My representative, Erica Diaz, from my community affairs unit is present as well. And, I just wanted to just stop by and just say thank you. Thank you for your engagement. Thank you for being concerned about your community, to take the time out to participate in the community board and to really make a difference in your community. These are challenging times for the Bronx right now. I can tell you that I have a lot of sleepless nights trying to stay on top of so many things that are happening in so many communities around the borough. But I'm steadfast in my commitment to making sure that we keep the Bronx safe. Just today, we did a takedown of a gang that have been operating out of River Park Towers, but also falls over into the High Bridge and other parts of the Bronx. And every time we could take down one of these gangs, it makes the Bronx more safe. So you could see that on the news and everything. It's just very important that these senseless shootings stop. It's important to me that we get to our young people wherever they are in the Bronx community and give them options or alternatives to the violence that we're seeing. Of course, just last week, we had the senseless murder of an innocent bystander, an 11-year-old girl, Kahara Tain. So sad to see that happen. And it's just, as your DA, I can tell you, I'm fed up with it, and I know that you all are. And there's just so many, other issues that are touching our Bronx communities that we have to continue to be engaged, to let your electors know, to hold us accountable for making sure that we can do all that we can to keep you safe. So I just really just wanted to say thank you, because it's, at other places, you don't get people that are engaged, but I thank God that I have community boards here in the Bronx. I thank God that I have district managers like Aisha that make sure that you meet regularly, that you have a voice. I want to make sure that there's a voice for the voiceless, and for you to know that you have a DA that's committed to this work. And I want to do everything that I can to work with elected officials, our community leaders, clergy, business, and all, in order to continue to make the Bronx safe. So I don't want to hold up anymore. I just wanted to check in and say thank you and know that you have a partner in the Bronx DA.
Thank you, especially during these pressing times. We appreciate you addressing us. Are there any questions for the district attorney tonight? Barbara?
Any questions from anybody? I don't see any.
Victor, as the public safety chair, would you like to ask any questions?
None, but I do want to thank you, Bronx DA, for your always participation in public safety and quality of life. I know these are hard times that we're having right now throughout our city, and I think as a community, as long as we're always collaborating, we're together, we'll get through it and make a better Bronx for the future.
Thank you very much. And I also want to thank the members of the 52nd precinct, the 408, the 4, all the communities, the precincts that touch Community Board 7, because you know what, we need to work hand in hand with our police officers. They put their lives on the line each and every day to keep us safe, and they're great partners with me as well. So thank you to the men and women of all the precincts.
Thank you. They definitely joined us tonight as well. So thank you. We appreciate you.
All right,
And
thank you.
We'll see you.
Have a good evening. Erica's
5K
still on
run.
there.
Yep, Erica does a great job. She is
Yes, ma'am.
always presente at all the meetings. So we're grateful for her.
Well, that's great. Thank you. Thank you. You all have a good evening.
All right. We've also been joined by New York State Assembly member from the 80. Did I have bad
Aisha?
reception again? I am so sorry. Can you hear me?
Now we can.
Okay, I'm sorry. Assembly member Jeff Dinowitz, please.
Okay, thank you, Aisha. Thank you, Barbara. And I was glad to see DA Clark. I know she is doing a great job, and it's not the easiest of times. So thank you for all your work. And thank you to all the board members. I'll be very brief. I'm in Albany right now, but I'm taking a break from all the other stuff that we're doing because I didn't want to miss Community Board 7. So I'll just mention a few things. We're going to be holding a town hall meeting on June 7th from 6:30 to 8 o'clock. June 7th, I think, is a Tuesday. It's going to be on Zoom. It's one of the meetings we have to sign up for in advance. And if you want to ask questions or make statements, you do that in advance also. It'll be really nice. I'm looking forward to doing an in-person town hall meeting in the very near future, but we're not quite there yet. We don't want to get like a huge number of people in the room at the same time. So we'll send out more information on that. But I think to sign up, it's Dinowitz, DINOWITZ.US.townhall, and that will give you all the information. And we'll give a priority to the people who have questions in advance. We did a shred day, a shredding event on Gun Hill Road just this past Saturday, and we had a whole bunch of people from the neighborhood come by with all their documents and things they wanted to shred and get rid of. And it's one of the things I enjoy most about it is sometimes you see people come in with stuff and you say, wow, that's 30 years old. I mean, people save things. I know I do. And we've done 2 of them already. We're doing 2 more, one in the Wakefield part of my district and one in Riverdale. And we'll have information in my e-newsletter. So if anybody needs to use the shredding, you'll be able to do that. I saw some of you at the Bronx Day Parade last Sunday. That was really a nice event. Just 2 last announcements. One is in Albany, we are reaching the end of the legislative session. The end of next week is the end of the session. So that's when a lot of stuff happens. One of the things we're working on is legislation known as good cause eviction, which among other things would limit rent increases. It'll do a lot of things, but it'll limit rent increases in unregulated apartments. And it's an uphill fight to get it done, but I'm certainly hopeful that we can get it done. As you know, I spent much of my energy during the past 2 years fighting to keep people at home with the eviction moratorium, which was my legislation, as well as the Tenant Safe Harbor Act. And even though the pandemic seems to sort of be easing, although the numbers are going up again, the needs of keeping people at home and off the streets are just as great. So we're still working on that. And the last thing I'll mention is I was able to secure a $250,000 grant, $250,000 for the Marshall Montefiore Community Center in Board 7 for programs for young people, anti-violence, anti-gun, anti-drug. I mean, we really have a problem. I mean, oh my God, if you've seen what happened today, again, another mass shooting where so far at least 14 children were killed. It's just so horrendous. But so we have to do everything we can with our young people, and working with Marshall Montefiore. They're one of the greatest organizations. So I hope that'll be helpful to them. And I think that's it. So I think I was as brief as I'm capable of, as promised. So thank you to everybody, and have a good night. I guess if there are any questions. It was quick.
That was quick, Jay. Any questions for the Assembly member? Well, thank you, Jeff, for your time.
Okay, thank you. Have a good night.
Sorry, I think I still have some sort of a delay. Can everybody hear me? Yeah, okay. I am so sorry about that. So as usual, we're gonna call in ranking order from the top down from our elected officials. I believe I saw Tom here from the Bronx Borough President's Office, Vanessa L. Gibson.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Aisha, Madam Acting Chair.
Ishmael.
No, I'm on. Do you hear me,
Tom is on,
Aisha?
Aisha.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you again, Aisha, Madam Chair, for the opportunity to briefly address you this evening. First of all, I want to thank all of you for participating on these online meetings. I know they can be difficult. I know they can be challenging. Technology being very fickle at times, as we found out. But I thank you all from the borough presidents and for participating these last year and a half, almost 2 years of remote meetings. I want to mention that those members that are up for reappointment, the letters for reappointment will be going out next week. Those members who have applied for membership as a new member, we are working on those applications, and those appointments will be made in the middle of June. The sexual harassment training, which I know has been somewhat challenging for some members, is ongoing and is due on June 30th. DCAS is the city agency that sends out those emails with the unique passwords, and I know has been frustrating for some folks, and I know even today they did send another round to some people who had not received them in their personal email. So I just ask that you check your spam, you check your personal emails for a email from DCAS if you have not already seen it. I want to thank Board 7 for their participation in the Bronx Week Parade, right in your home district on Marshall Parkway. It was a beautiful day, and it was attended by thousands, and the concert and the food festival went along very well for the borough president's first Bronx Week. There were many events throughout the borough, and we appreciate the participation of all of you in many of the events that did occur. And then lastly, the latest borough president newsletter was sent out to the boards. It is filled with information on activities that the borough president has participated in, as well as newsletter information on particularly the recent Legionnaire's disease in the Highbridge section, I believe it was. But all of the information is there in case you are interested in reading about that as well. That's all I have for this evening. Again, thank you all for your participation, and I wish you all a good evening.
Thank you, Tom. Erica, would you like to add anything maybe about the 5K run from the district attorney's office?
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me. We have a 5K against gun violence coming up. I shared the flyers with CB7 earlier today. I can definitely share them with anyone individually, as well as I would like to inform everyone regarding our SNL partnership. So our Saturday Night Lights partnership with DYCD, the 52nd Precinct, the other district attorney's offices, and all the rest of NYPD also. We've been working together to create a safer space for younger children, as well as for our teen and our youth, especially because Saturday nights is that idle time in which a lot of kids don't have anything to do. Weekly, I get an updated list about the sites that are open within the confines of the Bronx, the entire borough. I can definitely share that list with anyone who would like to know what sites are closest to them, if they know any youth that have, the desire to play basketball, play football, just have a conversation with someone outside, as well as DYCD is also partnering up with the other district attorney's offices in ours as well with a new campaign for spring 2022, and it's called Not One More Shot, and it's also against gun violence. So that information I'll also be sharing with CB7 as soon as I receive it. Thank you.
Sorry about that. The wonders of working from home. Anyone here from the mayor's office? Anyone here from the New York City Controller's office? Anyone here from the Public Advocate's office? Okay, we're gonna move on to our local senators. Senator Biagi's office. Tyler, I believe you're on.
Yes, I am. Hello, everyone. Good to be here and good to be able to share this information with you. I'll start with the legislation because I know that's what the CB is all about. We have S6398A. It's out of committee. It aims to raise lobbying requirements threshold to make it easier for nonprofits, orgs to participate in advocacy work. And then we have S4370B out of committee, and it's intended to place a ban on pay for delay agreements. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically agreements between generic and patent holding pharmaceutical companies where the patent holding drug maker compensates the generic manufacturer of the generic, oh shoot, where am I? Sorry. Oh yeah, for delaying the use of production of that generic drug for that price. So those are the two legislative updates. We also have a bail reform town hall coming on June 15th. And we're working on a homeowners workshop on June 16th. But if you're signed up for our newsletters, then you'll get information for that as they become available. So I'll put my info in the chat, and thank you for your time, everyone.
Thank you, Tyler. Is there anyone here from State Senator Rivera's office? Rachel, are you with us? Okay. Is there anyone here from State Senator Jamal Bailey's office? Okay. I'm going to move on to our assembly members. Is there anyone here from Assemblywoman Natalia Fernandez's office?
Yeah, I'm here. Clifford.
Hi, Cliff. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you everyone for having me. Good evening, everyone. I just want to make sure everyone hears me correctly.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, yeah, thanks for that. Once again, good evening, everyone. My name is Clifford. I work for Assemblywoman Natalia Fernandez. A couple of updates, gonna keep it super brief. Just as Assemblymember Dinowitz mentioned, we're nearing the end of the legislative session. And so we're getting ready for a post-budget, post-session town hall, which is gonna occur over the coming weeks. We're gonna finalize a date and send it out via newsletter and send it out to our community boards and organizations to let everyone know to come out. There, we're gonna unpack what happened during this past session. Any questions on the budget, any questions on legislation, feel free to come on in. And again, we're gonna keep the community posted regarding that. On Thursday, May 26th, between 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., we're gonna have a shredding event at our district office. For those who don't know, that's at 2018 Williamsbridge Road. So essentially you can come on in, first come, first serve, bring in any documents you want shredded and the truck will take care of it for you. And lastly, tomorrow at East 204th and Hull Avenue, we're gonna be doing a food distribution with Councilman Dinowitz and Senator Jamal Bailey's office. So again, East 204th and Hull Ave, that's gonna occur around 2 p.m. The supplies, while they last, will be providing to the community. So first come, first serve. Other than that, our office is always open. you can reach us, and I'll drop my email and our office number in the chat. Feel free to come in with any concerns or issues that you may have. And once again, thank you for the time and I guess all of your engagement and advocacy in the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Cliff. We appreciate that. We've been joined by Councilmember Pierina Sanchez from the 14th Council District. Welcome, Councilmember.
Hello, District Manager. Hi, CB7. It's really great to see you all. Just a couple updates from my end. Hi, I'm Pierina Sanchez, Councilmember for the 14th District. So today was the last day of executive budget hearings with the agencies. I'm on the Finance Committee, so we have had a little bit around 25 hearings over the last 10 days. So it's been a good time. But tomorrow, the important thing for you all to know is, sorry, I'm in a loud place. Let me know with your heads and signs if you can't hear me. But the important thing is that tomorrow is the public's turn. So if you have some time and if you wanted to express anything to the council directly, get it on the record, tomorrow is the time. You can submit testimony or you can testify over Zoom. It's going to be over Zoom. So a couple of other things. We have a very low rate of adoption when it comes to SCREE and DREE, the senior citizen rent increase exemption and disability exemption for rent increases. So we just want to make sure that we're getting the word out. The city is currently conducting a campaign just to get more people to sign up for the benefit. So if you can also help us get the word out, that would be excellent. We have a fish fry in honor of Memorial Day in front of the office on Thursday. So if you are available, please come on by. Chef Wilson is an incredible chef. She's part of Friends of DeVoe and Friends of Aqueduct, so you may know her. So she's going to be doing that in front of our office, and we welcome you all. And then lastly, our office is going to be closed in honor of Memorial Day on Friday and Monday. So we'll welcome everyone back on Tuesday. Sorry, it's really loud here. And then one thing that is not on my formal talking points, but I did just want to mention is that, we have had some severe violence in front of my office over the last 2 weeks. We've had 2 shootings in the 2-week period, literally across the street and in the street where to the point that my staff had to duck for cover. I had to duck for cover. Very nerve-wracking when you got one of these on the way. So I just wanted to kind of acknowledge that with the community, because we're all suffering through a version of this. And I want to thank, my office is in the 46th precinct, and they've been doing an incredible job getting the guns off the street, and also, apprehending the suspects very shortly after the shootings. But there's much more work to be done. We're working with Bragg in that section. I know they do work across our district, and they do excellent work. So there's just more to come on this stuff, but we're here, we're happy, and we're living, and so I just want to wish you all to stay safe, and please don't hesitate to reach out to us with any concerns that you may have. Thank you.
Any questions for the council member? Well, thank you for joining us from anywhere you're at. So we totally appreciate your involvement with Community Board 7. I'm going to skip a little bit just because I keep forgetting to make sure that we acknowledge the 52nd precinct. Officer Chavarria has joined us. Officer, do you have any updates for us?
Hey Aisha, how are you? Thank you for having me tonight. The 5-2 is working hard. Our first hot weekend was definitely a lot of things going on, and we did a few good things this weekend. One was a shots fired pickup in an area that is plagued by gun violence in Sector B. We were able to identify the shooter and place that individual under arrest. There was a victim in regards, taken not likely. They're going to be okay in the hospital. We also did an operation in regards to the illegal motorbikes. I think we took about 24 motorbikes that have been causing havoc in the neighborhood with noise. One of the individuals with the bikes had a firearm, so we were able to take another firearm off the street. Want to thank the DA's office for the work they're doing. Those takedowns are very important. It takes a lot of time. It takes years sometimes for some of these cases to come through. We had 2 takedowns earlier this year, Sector A and Sector D. So what the DA said earlier is absolutely true, even though that happened in River Towers. That's very close to the 5-2 precinct. It's definitely going to have a direct effect on the crime in the 5-2 precinct. So we do appreciate her partnership as well. But overall, we're going to keep doing what we do. Our meetings on Thursday, our next council meetings this Thursday at 7 p.m. at St. Samuel Church at 2930 Valentine Avenue. It starts at 7. And we're also going to be doing our 1 block at a time in June, on June 17th at 9 a.m. on Decatur Avenue from 195 to 197. If anybody has any questions or would like to help out with that, they can also definitely reach me. I'll put my information in the chat. Thank you, Aisha.
Thank you, Raj. We appreciate it. And also thank you for all your hard work. I do want to ask you, before we take any questions, if you can update us on the change of the NCO schedule, just for anyone that has been reaching and they're not getting an immediate response. Just can you share that?
So just depending on what the issues are, technically, usually they're in from 3 to 11, but depending on what's going on in the area, where it's happening, they should be available. If you're having trouble getting in touch with them, you could definitely reach out to me and I'll make sure that they reach back out to you. Again, with the weather getting warmer, there is a lot of issues. And I know a lot of the individuals, I know a lot of people in the community are concerned about, quality of life issues. We're taking speakers every single day. We have a whole room full of speakers, but it just seems like it's never enough. We have so many complaints. We're working on it. I know the NCOs are working on it, but if you're having trouble reaching the NCOs, definitely reach out to me and I'll make sure that they reach back out to you and we'll make sure you get that connection that you need. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you again for all your hard work. Also, or maybe you can share her name with us.
10-5 again. Say that again.
We're aware that there's a new community affairs officer. Is she with you? Can she introduce herself, or maybe you can just share her name with all of us?
Yeah, so she's not with me right now. I'll make sure she's at our next meeting. But her name is Jessalyn Capo, and she's a 17-year veteran of the NYPD, very experienced officer. And I'll let her explain when she has a chance to who she is, and she's a good fit, and she's looking forward to working with everyone. So I'll definitely make sure that she'll be on the next meeting and she'll talk for herself.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Just those of you who don't know, she is replacing Officer Raron. We have one question for you, Officer, and that is from Board Member Tasha.
Hi, hello. Ms. Echeverria, my name is Tasha. I'm with the Bronx Buccaneers. We're a football team that uses the Williamsbridge Oval. We're out there Monday evenings, Wednesday evenings from 6 to 8, and Saturdays from 10 to 2. And we're having a lot of issues with electric motor scooters on the track. When we see them, we try to stop them as politely as we can and explain to them, there's little kids out here running, around. Can they at least go up to the concrete area? We've asked them to leave, but of course they're not going to just because we asked them to. But sometimes they do agree to at least go up to the concrete area, but a lot of times they don't. I have never seen anyone from the law enforcement or police out there. And when we call, we're only out there 2 hours. So by the time, no one ever shows up when we call 311. So I want to know what can we do and how can you help us keep our kids safe?
Yes. So thank you for what you do for the community with the program that you provide for the kids. It's definitely necessary and we appreciate that. But what you did right now is exactly what I would want anybody to do, is just let me know what's going on. We had a similar complaint with mopeds on the sidewalk in front of our schools recently. That was brought up by a member of Community Board 7. And when I put it out to the officers in the 52nd precinct, we get some enforcement, because that's what you have to do, is the enforcement. And we were able to stop one person who was doing it in front of the school. We stopped him. He had a firearm and was wanted for a homicide. So a lot of these people who are riding these mopeds are not good people. They're doing bad things on them. So we definitely like to know where they're doing it. I'm going to reach out to Captain Sanchez, who's the Parks Department police, and see if his officers can go over there as well. But we'll look into the Oval, and we'll put some officers in the park, and if we see it, we'll do enforcement, because I think the only way to make this stop is in the enforcement. And that's going to be one of our biggest problems this summer is the motorbikes, not only in the parks but on the streets. Unfortunately, we had a motorbike accident on University. A lot of videos going on about that, but it was unfortunate. Riding recklessly, a young lady lost her life, and another individual is fighting for his life right now. So it's not only dangerous for the motorists, but it's also dangerous for the people on the street. It's dangerous for everyone. It shouldn't be done, and we're definitely looking at that as one of our biggest concerns, especially going into the summer.
Just quickly, should we call 311 or should we call the police precinct directly? How else can we report that when it's happening?
You should do a 911 for the park. I think it's dangerous. I think people in the park are not going to be expecting a motorized vehicle to be moving around at a speed that is dangerous. 911, and if 911 transfers to 311, that's fine as well. But we like to get records of what's going on, so we can see that there is a problem there. But like I said, you telling me this now, I'll share this information not only with our NCOs, with our park police, with our sectors. And we'll do a little bit of enforcement. It may be one or two the same people doing it over and over again. It just might be a matter of just giving that person a ticket, taking the bike away, and they're learning their lesson. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, officer. So we'll go back into the elected portion. Is there anyone here from Assemblywoman Judel Catapia's office? Anyone here from Assemblymember Jose Rivera's office? Okay, so we're going to move on to the council member. Is there anyone here from Councilmember Oswald Felice's office? Okay, the council member will be joining the Housing Committee next month, Monday the 13th. I'll let the committee chair share further. As a request of the committee, he will be joining to discuss the new laws passed around fire safety. Anyone here from Councilmember Eric Dinowitz's office? Okay, so I'm gonna move on to our New York Public Libraries. Pam?
Good evening, CP7. Always a pleasure to be here with y'all. I just wanted to give a few updates about Bronx Library Center and the New York Public Library in general. So the library is still providing free COVID tests at many of our locations. So please, to any of your constituents, spread the word. We still have a healthy supply of COVID tests to provide to the public. They can go to any of their local branches, go to the front circulation desk, ask for a test. No hassle at all. Also, we're planning a large community fair and resource event for June 24th. So if you'd like to be a part of that, if you would like to table, if you know any other organizations that would like to join us for that event, there'll be giveaways, an informational lecture by a professor from Fordham University. We're also planning to have a salsa performance and a few other notable programs for all ages. So again, you can contact me directly. I'll put my information in the chat shortly to come and join us. Also, we do have a career center at Bronx Library Center. They've revamped their services. They're offering additional sessions and slots and even open hours for folks to come and obtain career help. So please send people our way if you know that they are looking for jobs, looking to revamp their resume, anything of the sort. We are open to the public, and we continue to provide in-person and virtual programs. We are still engaging with children after school with our NYPL after school program, and also have college and career pathways programming that will run up until the end of the month of June. So please, if you know anyone that is preparing, maybe they're interested in taking some summer courses, interested in work, things like that, send them our way. Again, if you'd like to partner with us to come table just on an average day at our location, or would like us to come out and perform outreach with your organization or for your constituents, just let us know. We're happy to come and travel, sign folks up for library cards, provide resources, and all of those things. Speaking of our youth and keeping kids off of the street and engaging them positively, I just want to let you all know about a digital grant that was received by our youth services team, and they're actually doing a number of photography workshops for teens that are upcoming during the evening hours. So please refer to our website, nypl.org. You can also look up Bronx Library Center, and folks can explore civic engagement and activism through photography. So please, any questions, any feedback, reach out to me. I'll put my information in the chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pam, for joining us tonight. Do we have anyone else from the New York Public Libraries here? Jane, are you with us? Okay. Ned, before we move on, do you have anything to add to anything the Assembly member said? Okay. I want to acknowledge Bragg, that they always join our meetings. Those that don't know who Bragg is, you should get to know them. They are a violence interrupting group here within the confines of the 52nd precinct, as well as obviously of Community Board 7. So I don't know if Love, you wanted to share maybe some events you guys have going on or some of the work you've done. I think it's a very appropriate time to share a little bit about your organization before we close this out.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Michael Rodriguez. I'm better known as Love. I am the program director for one of the Bragg sites right here in the heart of the 52nd precinct. We are located right here on 1 East Fordham Road, right on top of the T-Mobile store. And we're basically an organization where we have violence interrupters on the street dealing with the high-risk individuals. And they introduce them to the outreach workers, and we bring them in and basically sit them down and decide, we give them that opportunity to see what it is they want to change. Keep them off the streets. And tomorrow, I believe we have a community visual at Fordham Plaza at 6 p.m. We're partnering up with I think it's Councilman Jose Rivera's office. We have that going on. What else we have going on? Next month, I'll be sending a flyer to you, Aisha, with all our peace barbecues. We have our peace barbecues yearly. It'll be going out. What else we got going on? We just out here. You see all the shootings and everything. So we're on the ground. We're busy. It's sad that we have to be this busy. Wish we was busy doing other things. But fortunately, all the shootings in the Bronx is happening. So, and all the other boroughs. So we're kind of busy. But you guys have any questions? Feel free. I'll put my information on the chat, so you guys can reach out to me if you have any young men and women who are out here, finding themselves in some type of trouble or just doing high-risk activities. Please feel free. Pass our number around. We do home visits, so they don't always have to come to the office. I know a lot of our kids have a lot of issues on these streets, so sometimes they can't cross certain areas, but we do home visits and everything, so feel free to reach out. Thank you, Aisha.
No, thank you for all the work you do. Next, we have Cyril Garino. And right after Cyril, we have Alicia James.
All right, good evening, everyone. It's great to see a full house here today. I just want to invert how Darcel Clark I mentioned to join in with the 52nd for the One Block at a Time Coalition on Friday, June 17th at 9 a.m. at Decatur Avenue between 195th and 197th. I'm looking forward to being out there again to do a cleanup, a graffiti removal, and we're also asking the community board to please take complaints from that community on any issues they have with housing, quality of life, conditions on the blocks, anything that the community board can come out. You don't have to come out to help us clean up, but you can come out and take complaints and write up anything you see on those 2 blocks that the city needs to correct to help those people get a better quality of life. I'm looking forward to everyone being there. I can't wait. Summer is here. It's time to get active, and God bless everyone on the board. And I want to thank Assemblyman Dilowitz for coming out for our Easter egg hunt, the only politician who showed himself on that day to help collect eggs with the kids. It was a blast. I also want to thank, of course, everyone here who takes their time out of their lives to get involved with the community. Good luck and Godspeed. Thank you.
Thank you for your dedication to the district and all the work you do. Thank you. Next, Alicia.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I actually just wanted to inform folks in the Bronx that we have a social and medical adult day services program in Mount Vernon that services folks in the Bronx. It does provide pickup and drop-off services, and as it is a medical model as well as social, we do a lot of outings and have tons of folks who come and perform, like singing, dancing, Tai Chi, events like that. But we also do personal hygiene, physical therapy, occupational therapy, and provide meals, etc. for folks. If anyone's interested, it is called Wartburg Adult Day. And we do provide tours as well as 2 free days if anyone has any individuals that they're interested in having test out our services. So I'll put my email in the chat if anyone's interested in receiving further information. Thanks.
Thank you. And if you can also add a website, that'd be great so folks can follow up.
Sure.
Thank you. So last but not least, we have Seth.
I think she froze.
Seth? Seth, you're our last speaker. We have to close the public hearing. Do you hear us? Unfortunately, once we close the public hearing, it's board business. Okay, if anything, you can email the office. With the public hearing section. Yeah, so we'll just touch base with them. We have to begin. Madam Chair? Barbara?
Yes, we're ready to go?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Welcome, everyone, to Community Board 7's general meeting. As many of you know, it's a sad day again after the shooting which took place in an elementary school in Texas this afternoon. We lost 16 people, so please keep those people and their families in your thoughts and prayers. But again, we must move on and do what we can to improve conditions. All right, we'll take a look at the agenda. I believe the district manager's updates are listed first. So Aisha, if you are ready, go ahead.
So I'm going to start by reading the meeting rules, Barbara, but we have to go and I guess this was overlooked on the agenda and my apologies. We have to give the public an opportunity to comment on the motions. It's not that the opportunity was not given. I just want to make sure this is clarified. This was an opportunity for folks to raise their hand to comment on that, and no one did. So the public hearing section is closed. Just wanted to share that. So I'll read the meeting guidelines so we can move on from there. Give me 1 second. course, I'm having technical difficulties today. Okay. As you all know, on September 2nd, 2021, Governor Kathy Hochul signed into law Chapter 417 of the laws of 2021, which authorizes the community board to run this meeting remotely. Minutes will be taken and recordings moving forward for record keeping. The minutes and recordings will appear on our website within 2 weeks. While certain portions of the open meetings law are suspended, all of the regulations regarding meeting notice, committee quorum, meeting minutes, and video recordings are still in place. Meeting notifications will still be sent via email through our marketing tool. Please continue to check your junk or spam folder, as well as our social media sites like Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. All outreach platforms will include web links for Zoom video and conference call number. Bronx Community Board 7 will continue to use Zoom, which can easily be downloaded to your desktop, mobile device, or by opening a new browser. We will be posting on YouTube for more accessibility to residents. Stay tuned for that feature on the website, which I believe is already on. Quick reminders, already necessary if you wish to participate, so all board members will be picked up, and that if your video is on, you are very much visible. Pre-test your device. Do not forget that this meeting is live. And some controls when joining the meeting. To hear all available prompts, enter ***. Press *6 to mute or unmute. Press *9 to virtually raise your hand. Quickly, I'll read the code of conduct that Community Board 7 has adopted. Bronx Community Board 7 has the right to remove and/or ask a member of the public to leave a meeting or block participation of anyone who engages in any appropriate conduct, including but not limited to obscene or offensive images or language, personal attacks. Repeated offenses will be reviewed by the board's executive committee or any other assigned committee for a ban. The amount of time to be objectively determined by the obstructive behavior. If in person, outbursts or attacks continue, this will be considered disturbing of the peace, and the authorities shall be summoned. I sent an email out to the board members regarding, is my reception good? Can everybody hear me?
No, we lose you. You're going in and you come back on. You're in
Yeah,
and out.
I'm not, yeah, I'm sorry. Am I okay now?
Yes.
I am so sorry about this connection. So I want to get into the email I sent to board members today, and also just to inform the public of some updates around the open meeting law. So we received notification that the opportunity for us to remain doing Zoom meetings will end June 14th. So the community board has decided to move all the meetings up in order to accommodate the existing rules that we have. Can everybody hear me? Because I keep getting text messages and no one can hear me.
We can now. Keep going.
Okay, sorry. I am getting like tons of messages like, we can't hear you, we can't hear you.
No, we can now.
Okay. So as I said, the executive committee made a decision to bump all the meetings up before July 14th. We will, as of right now, have the general board meeting in person on June 21st. However, we do anticipate another extension, and if that does happen, the general board meeting will be on Zoom. Our chair can speak more on that, but the other alternative could have been hybrid, but unfortunately, we don't have the equipment, nor are we prepared to provide a hybrid option now. That is something that in the future, if the city of New York provides us with the tools, we'll definitely explore, but we will continue to do anything we can to ensure that the public engages with us as much as possible. But I just wanted to make sure that I updated everyone on that. So if you see that the calendar has changed, you know why. And if there's a conflict for some board members, please email the chair or myself, and we will try to accommodate as much as possible. The next thing is the statement of needs for capital and expense requests. I also sent this out to the full board, like to share with the public as well. those that are unfamiliar with what the statement of needs is pretty much articulating the 3 major issues that our community is facing. You can find that on our website under resources, and you can get the profile from the Department of City Planning. And if you go into our 2023 capital and expense request, you'll see that is listed. And the capital and expense request, what it is, it's pretty much a wish list that we share with the city agencies based on our needs. So every committee come June will be discussing what those requests have been, any changes that they wish to make based on agency responses on funding. So if you're a member from the public and you wish to participate, please join our meetings in June. And the 3 links were sent to all the board members. Carla or Jade, if you can share the 3 links with the public in the chat, that'd be great. Thank you. I'd like to share that also the city is providing affordable connectivity program, which is a broadband internet. It would be a discount on a household monthly. That'll be part of my report. It'll give you more details on it. If anyone's interested or needs help applying, feel free to reach out to our office. Come July 5th, alternate SR parking regulations for street cleaning will be restored to the pre-pandemic frequency as posted signage throughout the city. So if you had 2-day alternate site parking street cleaning, that'll be restored as of July 5th, which is right after the 4th of July weekend. If you are experiencing any issues with that around that time, please feel free to give the office a call so we can inform sanitation. Reminding all board members that your sexual harassment training is due September 1st. I am aware that a lot of you have had issues. Please make sure that you send us emails so we can make sure we contact the borough president's office for you, or you can contact the borough president's office directly, the director of community boards, Tom Lucania. And the last thing I'll share is that we will resume our annual resource fair in the south side of the district. We are aware of the needs of that side, and we want to make sure that we are bringing the city agencies and the nonprofits that could provide services to that community live June 25th, which is a Saturday from 12 to 3. So stand by for a flyer. Hopefully we'll get you a flyer before the weekends. We will be providing many agencies, nonprofits. We will have sponsors as well, some elected officials. So stay tuned for that. That's it for me. There are a couple of links that'll be part of my report. So when the general board minutes come out, you will see that then. Any questions regarding the bump up of the calendar?
Thank you very much, Aisha. As far as remarks from your chair, I would like to thank those of you who came out for the Bronx Festival on Marshalltown Parkway and marched in the parade and helped at the tables. It was a great afternoon. The weather was beautiful, and it was great seeing people in person for a change. I'd like to give special thanks to Carla and to Jade, who were out there supporting us, getting all the materials ready that we gave out. They were out almost the whole day, and we thank you very much for giving up your Sunday. All right, and one other note, just to reiterate what Aisha said about the schedule for June. Please check it carefully, because many of the committees have had their meeting dates changed. So check it, and also the public who may be on. Many of you come to our committee meetings. Please be sure you check that schedule. Okay, we'll move the agenda. I believe the next item will be our attendance roll call by the secretary. Yahira, you're on.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Barbara, I want to take this opportunity to speak to the chairs directly in the sake of transparency. Chairs, please put in your minutes in time. It's very crucial that we do so, because if there are changes to your minutes, changes to motions, I need to have that record for changes that I have to do on my end. So I really would appreciate if you guys can make it, I don't want to say a habit, but if you guys can make it a priority to get them in on time so that by the time my minutes come in for the general, everything is on point and correct. I just wanted to take that time for that. Okay, so here we go. And the attendance goes as follows. Leoris Acosta.
Leoris Acosta present.
Thank you. Tasha Andrews.
Tasha Andrews is present.
Betty Arce.
Betty Arce present.
Jahaira Arias present. Emanuela Samoa. Eric Asensio.
Eric Asensio present.
Thank you. Michelle Avila.
Avila present.
Thank you. Myrna Calderon.
Myrna Calderon present.
Thank you. Ruth Caraballo.
Caraballo present.
Thank you. Manjur Shahuri.
Manjur Chaudhary present.
Thank you. Sandra Erickson.
Sandra Erickson present.
Thank you. Nora Fury.
Nora Fury is present.
Thank you. Hugo Gonzalez.
Hugo Gonzalez present.
Thank you. Michelle Gonzalez, which we had a motion for. Alfred Grant.
Alfred Grant present.
Thank you. Lowell Green.
Lowell Green is present.
Thank you. Danielle Herbert Guggenheim. Helene Hartman Kanowski.
Helene Hartman Kadnowski is present.
Thank you. Jean Hill, she's not here today. Mama Bourjul.
All the operations
Mama Bourjul.
in the separate state operations.
Andrew Leosa.
Andrew Leosa present.
Thank you. Rosalie Leslie. Emmanuel Martinez is on leave. Jenny Medina. Amira Mustafa is on leave. Daisy Perry.
Daisy Perry present.
Thank you. Jamal Quintana, we had a motion. Edgar Ramos. Helene Red.
Helene Red present.
Thank you. Janelle Robinson. Chad Royer.
Chad Royer present.
Thank you. Victor Saldana.
Victor Saldana present.
Thank you. Maharani Subajan.
Maharani Sibajan present.
Thank you. Samantha Subatis.
Samantha Subatis present.
Thank you. Barbara Stronser.
Barbara Stronser is present.
Thank you. Gwendolyn Thomas Steed.
Gwendolyn Thomas Steed present.
Thank you. Adeline Walker Santiago.
Adeline Walker Santiago present.
Thank you. Helene Wilson. Okay, we have a quorum.
Thank you. All right, the next item is a review of the minutes from last month's meeting. Can everybody see them?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'll scroll through them slowly. Okay, first part was our public hearing. All right, we had a motion from Environment Sanitation. And then we went into our committee reports. All right. Do we have a motion to accept the minutes as
I move
presented?
to accept the minutes.
There's a typo on page 4.
Do we have a second?
Myrna Calderon. Second by Gwen.
Okay, thank you. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Barbara, I think Hugo mentions something on page 4.
Aye.
Who mentioned?
Hugo, can you put it in the chat for me, please?
Yeah.
It's there.
There's a
page
correction?
4. Eric
Okay, we have a
highlighted
correction rather.
Yeah, it's in the chat.
Okay.
Thank
All right,
you.
we'll pick it up from there. Thank you, Hugo. All right, all in favor of the minutes as presented? All right, we'll move on then.
Okay.
We
Laurita
have,
Costa?
excuse me?
No, I was gonna do the roll call for the
You
approval.
want to do the roll call? Okay, that's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. Laurita Costa?
Teresa Costa accepts.
Thank you. Tasha Andrews?
Tasha Andrews accepts.
Thank you. Betty Arce?
Betty Arce accepts.
Thank you. Jahaira Arias approves. Emanuela Samoa? Eric Asensio?
Eric Asensio approves.
Thank you. Michelle Avila?
Avila approves the motion.
Thank you. Myrna Calderon?
Myrna Calderon says yes.
Thank you. Ruth Caraballo?
Ruth Caraballo approves.
Okay, thank you. Manjur Shadhuri?
Manju Chaudhary approve.
Thank you. Sandra Erickson?
Sandra Erickson approves.
Thank you. Nora Fury?
Nora Fury accepts.
Thank you. Hugo Gonzalez?
Hugo Gonzalez approves with corrections.
Alfred Grant?
Alfred Grant approves.
Thank you. Lowell Green?
Lowell Green approves.
Thank you. Danielle Herbert Guggenheim? Helene Hartman Kanowski?
Helene Hartman Katnowski approves.
Thank you. Dean Hills here today. Mama Bourjewel?
Approve.
Thank you. Andrew Leosa?
Andrew Leosa approves the motion.
Thank you. Rosalie Leslie? Emmanuel Martinez is on leave. Jenny Medina? Amira Mustafa is on leave. Daisy Perry?
Daisy Perry approves.
Thank you. Jamar Quintana, we know. Edgar Ramos? Helene Red?
Helene Red approves.
Thank you. Janelle Robinson? Chad Royer?
Chad Royer approves with the
Thank you.
correction.
Victor Saldana?
Victor Saldana approves.
Maharani Subajan?
Maharani Sibajan approves.
Thank you. Samantha Subatis?
Samantha Subatis approves.
Thank you. Barbara Stronser?
Barbara Stronser approves.
Gwendolyn Thomas Steed?
Gwen Thomas Steed approves with correction.
Thank you. Adeline Walker Santiago?
Adeline Walker Santiago approves.
Thank you. And Helene Wilson? Motion passes.
Thank you. All right, we'll move on to the new motions that we have for this meeting. The first one is coming from the executive committee. It pertains to the Botanical Gardens. Chad, since you facilitated that part of the meeting, would you like to present the motion?
Barbara, you can go ahead. I
Okay.
gotta look for it. It's gonna take too long for me to look for it. Go ahead.
Okay. The Botanical Gardens is planning to do a rehab project on their children's garden. So they are asking Community Board 7 for a letter of support for this project. Basically, as far as the timeline is concerned, they are currently and will be next year using the children's garden. They have an indoor facility where they give classes to the youngsters during the school year. When asked when they were starting the project, they said possibly at the end of first semester, which would be in the middle of winter, or more likely they'll continue with their program through next June and then start the project early next summer. I understand that it will provide more opportunity for learning within the facility that they have. And it looks as though it'll be a plus for not only the garden, but also for our neighboring school kids who go there. All right, so the motion would be to send a letter of support. I believe it's to, I'm trying to remember whom they asked the letter of support to. Chad, do you recall?
Could you repeat that?
Yes, the letter of support is to whom?
I'm trying to remember. I don't recall.
Okay, so let me see if I can bring it up. Okay. All right, the project for the Children's Adventure Garden. It doesn't say in, doesn't say in the motion summary, whoever wrote this up.
It wasn't to the commissioner, right?
No, I don't believe
No.
so.
I looked at the transcript. There
Yes.
basically, there is to the, basically to the city and state capital expense
Okay, so evidently they're trying to get funding for the
from the,
project.
from the state, city and state.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Yeah, we'll make sure that it gets the appropriate person. We can follow up. I mean,
Okay.
I guess for
All right, do we have
the
any
sake of
other
the motion,
questions
you can
about what
say,
they're planning to do? All right,
I would like to say something, Myrna Calderon.
yes, go ahead, Myrna.
I have to say that the Botanical Gardens in the Bronx is one of the best things that the Bronx has to offer, or the city has to offer. If they want to make the children's garden and the area that they have for our youth, improve it even better, I am all for it. I wholeheartedly support this proposal.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments about the motion to send a letter to the funding sources for this project? All right, so do we have a second for the motion?
Second,
Lowell has a question.
Okay, go ahead, Lowell.
And
We can't hear you.
muted.
You're muted.
I'm sorry, I have a real problem with following procedure. And I mean, I think it should be in our minutes who we're writing this letter to specifically. Not I think, I'm not sure. And I wholeheartedly agreed to the motion. But I think for procedural meetings and to make us look better, we should have exactly who we should send it to.
Lo, I will take responsibility for that. I was trying to put it all together on the motion template. There was a lot that particular executive meeting, there was a lot going on. There was a lot of explanations and a lot of things going on. So I do apologize for not having that on there. I'll make it, I'll adjust it if I have to, when we get the appropriate actual person to it needs to go to. But that I take full responsibility for that. And that was a very, very long meeting. It ended at night, almost 10 o'clock at night.
I totally understand. I have been in that position, but I think sometimes it reflects badly on the community board.
Okay.
And I don't want that to happen.
I understand, but we're also human and sometimes things happen.
Things happen.
Right.
Things happen.
Okay, thank you for your comments. Any other comments on the motion that's on the floor? All right, we ready to take a vote? Okay, are you ready, Yara?
Okay, who's second the motion?
Did we have a second for that motion?
Michelle Avila seconds.
Okay, thank you.
Leuris Acosta.
Leodis Acosta approves.
Thank you. Tasha Andrews.
Tasha Andrews approves.
Betty Arce.
Betty Arce approves.
Thank you. Jahaira Arias approves. Emanuela Samoa. Eric Asensio.
Eric Asensio approves.
Thank you. Michelle Avila.
Did you get my vote?
Avila approved.
Thank you. Myrna Calderon.
Myrna Calderon approves.
Thank you. Ruth Caraballo.
Ruth Caraballo approves.
Thank you. Manjur Shahuri.
Manjur Chaudhary approve.
Thank you. Sandra Erickson.
Sandra Erickson approves.
Thank you. Jenny Medina. Amira Mustafa's on leave. Daisy Perry. Jamar Quintana.
Approved.
Thank you. Edgar Ramos. Helene Red.
Colleen Red approves.
Thank you. Janelle Robinson. Chad Royer.
Chad Royer approves.
Thank you. Victor Saldana.
Victor Saldana present.
Do you approve the motion?
I approve the motion.
Thank you. Maharani Subajan.
Maharani Sibajan approve.
Thank you. Samantha Subatas.
Samantha Subatis approves the motion.
Thank you. Barbara Stronzer.
Barbara Stronzer approves.
Thank you. Gwendolyn Thomas Deed.
Gwendolyn Thomas Deed approves.
Thank you. Nora Fury.
Nora Fury approves. I thought you skipped me.
No, my sheets were all messed up. I'm sorry. Ugo Gonzalez.
Hugo Gonzalez approves.
Thank you. Michelle Gonzalez is out. Alfred Grant.
Alfred Grant approves.
Thank you. Lowell Green.
Lowell Green approves.
Thank you. Danielle Herber Guggenheim. Helene Hartman Kanowski.
Helene Hartman Kutnowski absolutely approves.
Thank you. Jean Hill's not here today. Mama Bua Jewel.
These people should have to go all the way back.
Andrew Wilson. Andrew. Rosalie Leslie. Emmanuel Martinez is on leave. Adeline Walker Santiago.
Adeline Walker Santiago approves.
Thank you. Helene Wilson. Motion passes.
Okay. Thank you. All right. I see a hand up there. Emmanuel, did you want to add something? No. Okay.
No, Emmanuel, I'm correcting your thing. Can you please verbally say that you approve the motion? Emmanuel?
You're muted, Emmanuel.
Okay, thank you.
I know if they call me.
Okay. All right. We'll move on to the next motion.
Barbara,
And-
Andrew,
Andrew Leo
Andrew?
approves the motion.
you approve. Okay, thank you, Andrew.
Okay. All right. All right. Anybody else?
Helene approves.
Okay.
Helene Wilson.
Helene Wilson approves. Thank you.
Thank you, you're noted.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, we'll move on to the next motion. It's coming from Budget Personnel and Ethics Committee. Andrew, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready. There are two motions. I will read them separately and we will vote on them separately. It's seconded. A motion to remove board member Jamar Quintana for violating the attendance requirements of Bronx Community Board 7.
All right, I second the motion. Any discussion on Andrew's motion? All right. Would you like to take a roll call vote on that, Yara, please?
Leuris Acosta,
Leoris Acosta approves.
Tasha Andrews,
Tasha Andrews abstains.
Betty Arce,
Betty Arce approves.
Jahira Arias approves. Emanuela Samoa,
Emmanuel Samoa approved.
thank you. Eric Asensio,
Eric Asensio approves.
thank you. Michelle Avila,
Michelle Avila approves.
thank you. Myrna Calderon,
Bernie Calderon approves.
thank you. Ruth Caraballo,
Ruth Caraballo approves.
thank you. Manjur Shahuri,
Manjur Chaudhary approved.
thank you. Sandra Erickson,
Sandra Erickson approves.
thank you. Jenny Medina, Amira Mustafa's on leave. Daisy Perry, Edgar Ramos,
Sorry, Daisy Perry approves.
thank you. Edgar Ramos, Helene Red, Janelle Robinson,
Helene Red approves.
thank you. Janelle Robinson, so Chad Royer,
Chad Royer abstains.
Victor Saldana,
Victor Salanya approved.
thank you. Maharani Subajan,
Maharani Sibajan approves.
Samantha Suvatis,
Samantha Suvatis approves.
Barbara Stronser,
Barbara Stronser approves.
Gwendolyn Thomas Steed,
Gwendolyn Thomas Steed approves.
Nora Fury,
Nora Fury approves.
Hugo Gonzalez,
Hugo Gonzalez approves.
Alfred Grant, Lowell Green.
Abstain.
Alfred, is that you?
Yes.
Do you approve?
No, I abstain.
Thank you. Lowell Green,
Lowell Green approves.
thank you. Danielle Herber Guggenheim, Helene Hartman Kanowski,
Helene Hartman Katnowski approves.
thank you. Jean Hill is out today. Mama Bourjewel, Andrew Leosa.
Andrew Leo.
Okay, Mama
Irizarry.
Andrew,
Irizarry.
Andrew Leosa approves the motion.
thank you. Rosalie Leslie. Emmanuel Martinez is on leave. Adeline Walker Santiago,
Adeline Walker Santiago approves.
thank you. Helene Wilson,
Helene Wilson sustains.
okay. Motion passes but there's 4 abstentions noted. Do everybody who abstained want to be noted on the minutes? If so, please send me a note in the chat. If not, then we move on.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Motion passes.
Okay. All right, the next motion is coming from the Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Affairs Committee. I will put up,
2 names.
oh, I'm sorry.
Ready for the second one?
Yes, go ahead.
Motion to remove board member Michelle Gonzalez for violating the attendance requirements of Bronx Community Board 7.
All right, do we have a second for that motion? Anybody?
Second, Nora Fury.
Thank you. Any comments, questions? All right, Yahira, are you ready for a roll call vote?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, thank you.
Okay.
Question.
Wait, Alfred,
Yes.
you had a question?
Yeah. When we have these votes on people being removed, it doesn't seem enough for me to make a decision when I don't know the length of time or anything of substance on why these individuals are being removed. And therefore, it would be hard for me to a vote in a pot, to have them removed if I don't know the reason why. I just can't vote blindly.
All right.
Thank you.
Andrew, could you
Barbara,
possibly
if
tell them
I
what
may
procedure
also,
went through?
Can I respond?
so
Yes.
the bylaws, Barbara,
So-
we have bylaws.
Yes, we do.
Andrew, if you
And,
could read the bylaws, that'd be.
Right. Andrew, do you want to let
Well,
us
I mean,
know what the procedure
motion
is?
summary, and it says, background, after a careful review of the attendance records provided to the committee by board staff, it was determined that the board member was in violation of the attendance requirements that appear in Bronx Community Board 7's bylaws, Article 3, Section 4. Publicly available, anybody could look it up. It was discussed in committee. A letter to send to the board members was approved and voted on by the Budget and Personnel Committee, the Executive Committee, and the full board. And now we made a motion to remove the person in the Budget Personnel Committee, the Executive Committee, and now it's come in front of the full board. So we meticulously followed the rules, and that's all I can tell you.
Okay, we have another hand. Tasha, go ahead.
No, my questions were answered. Again, I
Answered?
just felt like
Okay.
I didn't know who these people were, anything about their removal, so I felt a little bit uncomfortable agreeing with it. But now that it's been explained that it was meticulously reviewed, and that's why it's being brought up, I feel more comfortable with the voting.
Okay, any other concerns or questions?
I have a comment for everybody
Yes.
who has, issues with regards to what our bylaws are. We're having our meeting tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, Myrna. Everybody's welcome to join and put their input into what attendance should look like in our bylaws so that we don't have these issues, so that we don't have these questions when these motions do come up. We invite everybody to attend that meeting tomorrow so that we can all get clarifications.
Okay.
Exactly. That's exactly. Thank you. Because I was going to say that, Yahira. Right now, we are reviewing the bylaws and making any necessary changes and clarifications. So, I mean, attendance is one of the key things that is covered in the bylaws. So if you're unfamiliar with the bylaws, I say, get a copy, look at them. And this is exactly what we're doing with the bylaws committee. We're becoming very familiar with them backwards and forwards. So, like I said, like Yahira said, please feel free to attend tomorrow. Thank you.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right, we have to take a vote on this motion.
Okay. the
Any
motion is
Any other
seconded.
concerns? No? Okay, are we
I have a
ready?
question.
Okay, go ahead.
This is Helene Red. Where can we get a copy of the bylaws? Could it be emailed to us?
I'm sure.
Yes, they're on
Excuse
our
me? I'm
website,
using my
and they were
phone, so it's hard.
emailed.
Excuse me?
Can everyone hear me?
Yes,
I
go
can hear
ahead.
you.
Okay, I'm sorry, my connection is terrible today.
Mine is too.
One,
That's
they're on
why.
our website. Two, yeah, and also, if you filter my emails many times this year alone, I've either sent them or have explained participation and the 3 consecutives, and I've also cited the portion of the bylaws that says if you violate 3 consecutive meetings. So I know I probably sent too many emails, but I really need people to read through them, because one thing I do is share tons of details in these emails, and they're relevant to these questions that do come up. So I think it's important that we also do our part in reading these emails, but we have no problem resending them, and you can also go to the website.
All right. Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Did we have a second?
One last thing, Barbara, and also.
Can I say something? I wasn't finished. I
Yes,
know
I'm sorry.
about the
Go
attendance.
ahead.
I know about the attendance. I've been on here long enough. That's not what I'm asking. I just need a copy in my, tell me where to go so I can make a copy of the whole bylaws, so I can read through it for myself. I know the attendance law. That's not an issue. I just need to know where do I go to get all the bylaws so I can sit down and read things for myself. That's it.
Helene, if you like, tomorrow in our meeting, in our bylaws meeting, we do post them up and we share them as we do them. You're more than welcome to join tomorrow, and we can get a copy to you as well.
Please, can you get a copy to, or however I'll pick it up or send it to my email? Help. It's very important. because I need to read over those. Okay?
Helly,
right.
can I answer that? This is Verna Calderon.
Hi,
So
Verna.
hi. I think Aisha just said there's one on the website. And like Yahira said, I put them up at every meeting. So we're going through them. But I don't think, I'm gonna check with Aisha. I don't think there's a problem with me emailing somebody what I have. Is there any problem with doing that, Aisha?
No, you're free to share the existing bylaws. I would refrain from sharing the draft, obviously, because it's still in draft.
Right, we can't send the draft. We have to send the original. So
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, all right. So I will do that, Helene, if you need that, and anybody else, just send an email and they'll forward it to me and I'll send it, because I have a copy, the original that we're working on. Okay?
I'm sorry, why don't we just send it out again, just send it out to everybody and
Yeah, why don't we do that? Can maybe Aisha, Sam can do,
Carla.
that?
That would be good.
That would be better. Okay?
Right. Okay. Sounds good.
Send it out with a reminder.
Thank you.
Right.
Right.
Could you repeat the name of the person? Could you repeat the name of the person to be removed? Thank you.
Okay, Andrew, reread the motion, please.
I'm sorry, who?
Andrew,
Yes.
reread the motion, please.
It was seconded, so that's why we discussed it. Okay. Motion to remove board member Michelle Gonzalez for violating the attendance requirements of Bronx Community Board 7. I did post in the chat, copied and pasted word for word from the bylaws, the text regarding attendance, so you can check the chat. Thank you.
Okay, so it's Michelle Gonzalez who we're voting on right now. Thank you. All right, it was seconded, so Yahira, you can take the roll call.
Have your hand. Ugo, you
Do I
still
have anybody else? Oh, Hugo, did you want to say something? I see your hand.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that I just did a quick check of the website based on a comment made in the chat, and I don't see the bylaws presently up. I know it was there before. I just don't see it now. So if the staff could take a look when they have time to make sure it's actually there, that's all.
Thank you for pointing that out. Okay. All right, we're ready to move on. Yahira?
Okay, Leuris Acosta.
Elisa Costa approves.
Thank you. Tasha Andrews.
Tasha Andrews approves.
Thank you. Betty Arce.
Betty Arce approves.
Jahira Arias approves. Emanuela Samoa.
Emanuela Samoa abstain.
Eric Asensio.
Eric approves.
Thank you. Michelle Avila.
Avila approves.
Myrna Calderon.
Verna Calderon approves.
Ruth Caraballo.
Ruth Caraballo approves.
Manjur Shahuri. Sandra Erickson.
Sandra Erickson approves.
Terry Monjo Chaudhary approve.
Thank you, Manjur. Nora Fury.
Nora Fury approves.
Hugo Gonzalez.
Hugo Gonzalez approves.
Thank you. Alfred Grant.
Alfred Grant abstains.
Thank you. Lowell Green.
Lowell Green approves.
Thank you. Danielle Herber Guggenheim. Helene Hartman Kanowski.
Helene Hartman Katnowski approves.
Thank you. Jean is not here today. Mama Bourjewel.
Woodrow approve.
Thank you. Andrew Leosa.
Leosa approves the motion.
Rosalie Leslie. Emmanuel Martinez is on leave. Jenny Medina. Amira Mustafa is on leave. Daisy Perry.
Daisy Perry approves.
Thank you. Edgar Ramos. Helene Red.
Helene Red's approved.
Janelle Robinson. Chad Royer.
Chad Roy abstains.
Thank you. Victor Saldaña.
Victor Saldaña approves.
Thank you. Maharani Subajan.
Maharani Sibajan approves.
Thank you. Samantha Subatis.
Samantha Suarez approves.
Thank you. Barbara Stronzer.
Barbara Stronzer approves.
Thank you. Gwendolyn Thomas Steed.
Gwendolyn Thomas Steed approves.
Thank you. Adeline Walker Santiago.
Adeline Walker Santiago approves.
Thank you. Helene Wilson.
Helene Wilson approves.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Thank you. All right, we'll move on. The next motion is coming from the Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Affairs Committee. I'll put up. All right, the motion reads that a letter be sent to Mayor Adams reminding him of his campaign promise to increase the Parks Department budget from 0.5% to 1 full percent of the city budget. At our Parks meeting, we had Adam Ganzer, who is the Executive Director of New Yorker for Parks. He has a big campaign going on across the city. It's a petition campaign. They've had demonstrations, whatever, to remind the mayor of this promise of increasing the parks budget. Certainly within our board area, we have 10 parks, and we know every summer there's never enough programs for the kids nor enough maintenance people out there. All right, so we are asking that you approve a letter to go to Mayor Adams, reminding him of his campaign promises, and we feel that it's very timely because the city budget is very close to being voted upon. Do we have a second?
I'll second, Chad.
All right, are there any questions related to the motion?
I have a question, Barbara.
Yes, go ahead.
Do we want to just say 1% or can we be more?
Parks tells me that they would be very happy and excited if it became 1%. So my feeling is if we could get it up to that point, we definitely will see a vast improvement in their services.
Okay.
All right. Andrew, you have a question? I see your hand up there. Andrew, you're muted. Go ahead.
Yeah. Can we somehow include or mention the city council's role in the budgeting? Is the city council supporting funding the parks? Is the city council not supporting? It just seems like we're just targeting one part of the process.
We certainly could also send a copy of the letter to our city council people. There's no reason why we couldn't.
There's no all letters go to every elected official.
Officials anyway, right. Have I answered your question, Andrew?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, any other questions? All right, Yahira, can we take a vote?
Okay. Lewis Acosta.
Lewis Acosta approves.
Thank you. Tasha Andrews.
Tasha Andrews approves.
Betty Arce.
Betty Arce approves.
Jahira Arias approves. Emanuela Samua.
Emmanuel Samoa vote yes.
Thank you. Eric Asensio.
Eric Asensio approves.
Thank you. Michelle Avila.
Avila approves.
Thank you. Myrna Calderon.
Myrna Calderon wholeheartedly approves.
Thank you. Ruth Caraballo.
Ruth Caraballo approves.
Thank you. Manjur Shahuri.
Manjur Chaudhary approve.
Thank you. Sandra Erickson.
Sandra Erickson approves.
Nora Fury.
Nora Fury approves.
Thank you. Hugo Gonzalez.
Hugo Gonzalez approves.
Thank you. Michelle Gonzalez out. Alfred Grant.
Alfred Grant approves.
Thank you. Lowell Green.
Lowell Green approves.
Thank you. Danielle Herbert Guggenheim. Helene Hartman Kanowski.
Helene Hartman Kanowski approves.
Thank you. Jean Hill is not here tonight. Mama Bourjewel. Thank you. Andrew Leosa.
Andrew Leosa approves the motion.
Thank you. Rosalie Leslie. Manuel Martinez is on leave. Jenny Medina. Amira Mustafa is on leave. Daisy Perry.
Daisy Perry approves.
Thank you. Ego Ramos. Helene Red.
Helene Red abstains.
Thank you. Janelle Robinson. Chad Royer.
Chad Royer approves.
Thank you. Victor Saldana.
Victor Saldana approves.
Maharani Subajan.
Maharani Sibajan approves.
Thank you. Samantha Suvatis.
Samantha Suvatis approves.
Thank you. Barbara Stronser.
Barbara Stronser approves.
Thank you. Gwendolyn Thomas Deed. Gwendolyn.
Gwen Thomas Street approves. Gwen Thomas Street approves.
Thank you. Adeline Walker Santiago.
Adeline Walker Santiago approves.
Thank you. Helene Wilson.
Helene Wilson approves.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Okay, thank you. That ends the motions for this evening. We're now moving into updates by the committee chairs. Please keep your update to under 5 minutes. We'll start with budget, personnel, and ethics. Andrew, do you have anything else you want to add tonight?
No, I don't.
Okay, thank you. We'll move on to education, youth, and libraries. Lourdes?
Thank you, Barbara. We met earlier in the month. You can check the minutes for details, but I do want to highlight and celebrate our 4 winners of the New York Yankees scholarship. We have Irving Fernandez, Flet Jr. Sajuz, Aileni Cuevas, and Jalil Edwards. They will be celebrated next Wednesday at 7 o'clock during the Yankee game at Yankee Stadium. We will meet next week and stay tuned for an event on June 28th in partnership with Literacy Inc. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, we'll move on to environment and sanitation. Betty?
Good evening, everyone. My minutes speak for themselves. There wasn't much. We just had updates from DEP and from the Bronx Council on Environmental Quality. And we will be meeting June 7th at 7 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Health and Human Services, Michelle?
Barbara, good evening, everyone. So the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene has noted that the city's COVID alert has increased to high. The New York City Health Commissioner advises all New Yorkers to wear a mask in any indoor public setting, and people that are 65 and older and otherwise are at risk of severe illness from COVID-19 should also wear a mask in a crowded indoor setting and avoid gatherings when possible. I'm going to put in the chat the link to the USPS testing kit COVID-19. Want to remind folks that North Central Bronx is still doing COVID testing. I'll put the hours in the chat. The final announcement is Montefiore and North Central are conducting community health needs assessments, which are short surveys that they're asking all Bronxites to take. These surveys are used to determine what the population deems as a health priority, and it helps inform their plans for the next 3 years. So it's really important. The surveys close at the end of June. Thanks so much and have a great night.
Thank you. Housing, land use, and economic development, Eric?
Hi, good evening, everyone. So we had a presentation from the Fordham bid in regards to a study that they're running for the next, the first phase, which identified the needs of the merchants and the needs of the consumers in the area. And one of the highlights was that both of them want more safety in that corridor. Also better restaurants. And our meeting will be June 13, and we will be hosting the councilman to talk about the fire initiatives that he has put towards the city council.
Thank you, Eric. All right, next is Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Affairs. In addition to New Yorkers for Parks, we had a representative from the Department of Design and Construction to give us an update on the golf house, which is being built in Big Hortland Park on Jerome Avenue and 212th Street. They did some work during COVID. However, they expect at least another year of construction before it will be open to the public. Our next meeting, which will, I'm not sure, I am sure of the date, it'll be the second Wednesday in the month. I believe it's June 8th. We're inviting someone from the Parks Enforcement Patrol to answer questions, certainly about many conditions in the park over the summer months and what we can do to get people to follow the rules. So if you're interested in a park, especially if you live near one and you know what's happened in many of our parks during past summers, please come to that meeting. All right, we'll move on to public safety and quality of life. Victor?
Hi, good evening, everyone. We met last Thursday where we had Officer Chavarria present on crime stats for our community. There has been an increase of crime in the city and also in our community. We have seen a 44% increase since last year in index crime. In addition, members of the community have mentioned that they are concerned about all the bikes and scooters that are driving on our sidewalks. NYPD precinct is aware of this, and they gave us an example of how they have stopped an illegal motorbike on the sidewalk, and they found a loaded weapon in one of the book bags. So kudos to NYPD 52nd Precinct. They continue to do great work. Our next meeting will be on the second Thursday of June. We also had a brief presentation from the Bronx DA where they told us about the success of collecting 400 prom attire from the community along with Bronx Fashion Week and all the wonderful events that they're collaborating along with NYPD for the Bronx. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, traffic and transportation. Do we have someone from that committee to
Yes.
update us? Good, go ahead.
I don't have the minutes from the meeting, but I do want to tell everybody that DOT is always present. I believe we had a quick presentation with MTA. They gave us a quick update of all the stuff that's going on in our subways. We just ask everybody to be vigilant and report any issues or any things that they have. As to DOT, if anyone has a street or an issue in their area that they want to report, let us know and we'll present it back to Keith. They've been very, very responsive in everything that we've asked them to do, follow up with the minutes, and that is all on that end.
Thank you. All right, Veterans Affairs, Chad? Chad, are you there? Anybody from that committee?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh,
My
okay, go
computer
ahead.
died on me. So let me just be brief. Zoom doesn't let you come back to where you were when your computer dies. So anyway, we briefly had a discussion on the Woodlawn Cemetery providing an open participation of the flagging events. The confirmed date was May 21st. We actually had it, and I want to give thanks to those who participated. We also had no updates from the proposed closure of the VA medical centers, but we're still actively monitoring this. And we also had a presentation from Eliane Corona on New York Veterans Benefits Administration from the VA outreach. Extensive notes are in the minutes. Feel free to read them.
Okay, thank you.
You're
All
welcome.
right. The ad hoc committee on bylaws, Myrna?
Yes, as we stated before, we'll be meeting tomorrow. We are up to, I'm just looking right here. It looks like we are up to section officers. I think it's section 5. So we're going to continue to finish up the bylaws. Hopefully we'll be finished tomorrow. And we will be meeting again on June, I just had it up, because we, all our meetings got moved up. I believe it's June 9th,
Okay.
if we need to.
All right.
Okay?
Fine, thank you.
And that's it.
All right, good. I believe that's all the committees. Are there any questions or comments anybody would like to make before we close?
Barbara, just
Yeah.
a quick question. I guess it's a question that everyone has. Does everyone have problems trying to finish the harassment training that we were supposed to complete by June? I know a few people had mentioned it to me, and
Yes.
even with the link, it still doesn't allow me to get it started. I'm just wondering if anyone was able to get a quick fix around it.
Well, I had commented to the address they had on it if you had a problem. And, you know, I didn't get too much satisfaction, but then the other day I went on the original email again and all of a sudden it worked. So I don't know what to tell you, but I tried several times contacting somebody. And
Chad,
Yes.
Tom Lucania was on earlier today, and he said that DCAS send another round of emails. So those that had issues and send them to DCAS, that they resent it to check your spam email for possibly a new link. And if anybody still had issues, you're more than welcome to reach out to the BP's office after that. So check your emails, check your spam. And if you have any more issues, you can always reach out to them and let them know.
Jahira, I
Yes.
done reached out to them several times and I didn't give a link.
I'm
There's
there
no-
with you. I had the same issue. I took a picture, send it to them. I went through I'm in the same boat with you guys. So if I get any response back in a link, I will definitely share it myself.
Yes, I also had a problem with linking on several times. It's like, what in the world?
yeah, I
To
see a few
complete the
other
survey.
problems here.
I
Nora,
know,
you had your
Barbara,
hand up and then.
Barbara, Tom is actually on the
Oh,
line.
Tom,
so,
okay,
yeah.
great. Tom, do you have a comment to make on the problems we're having?
Good evening again. As I said earlier, this is a DCAS link that they are providing to each of the board members. Ms. Red should have received her link again today. I think this is the second time that they've emailed it out to a number of members. If there's anybody specific who hasn't received it or is having a problem, you can email me and I will ask them to resend it to you. I know that there has been an issue with the link that was originally sent. It was sent to, the link was a link that should have only gone to city employees. And so that's why the link was not working originally. But there was a second round of emails that was sent to everyone that would have the link for you to be able to access it from your private personal emails. So if you didn't receive it a second time, please let me know. But I have had members who have responded and sent me their certificates. So I do know that it does work. We will see if there's anything specific in your emails that has been presenting more of a challenge than others. But send them to me and I will have them resend it to you.
Okay, thank you, Tom. All right, I see a question up, a hand up, I should say. Helene, do you want to? Go ahead,
Yes.
Helene.
Hi, good evening. I just wanted to mention that you mentioned the golf house. When we had the Croton filtration plant agreement, there was a community agreement that they would hire locally. And I know I have not heard about it in a long time. And I think it's important that we stay on top of that because those are jobs for our youth and our adults.
Right. I agree. And there is going to be a meeting coming up soon of the 3 boards that share Van Cortlandt Park, 12, 8, and 7. And I certainly will raise that concern. Thank you for bringing it up.
Thank you. And I will attend if I can.
Good. All right. Any other questions or concerns before we close for the evening? All right. Do we have a motion to close our next meeting? Excuse me, go ahead. All right. A second?
Second.
Okay. Before we take a vote, I just want to say that our next meeting is scheduled for June 21st, and hopefully it will be in person. All right, Jaira, do you want to do a roll call on the motion to close the meeting?
Motion to close the meeting. Leuris Acosta,
Leuris Acosta approves.
Tasha Andrews,
Tasha Andrews approves.
Betty Arce,
Betty Arce approves.
Jahaira Arias approves. Emanuela Samoa,
Emanuela Samoa approves.
thank you. Eric Asensio,
Approves.
Michelle Avila, Myrna Calderon,
Myrna Calderon approves.
thank you. Ruth Caraballo,
Ruth Caraballo approves.
Manjur Shahuri,
Manjur Chaudhary approve.
thank you. Sandra Erickson,
Sandra Erickson approves.
Nora Fury,
Nora Fury approves.
Hugo Gonzalez,
Hugo Gonzalez approves.
Alfred Grant,
Alfred Grant approves.
thank you. Helene Harmon Kanowski,
Helene Hartman Kanaski approves.
Jean Hills out. Mama Bourjewel, thank you. Andrew Leosa,
Andrew Leosa approves.
thank you. Rosalie Leslie, Manuel Martinez is on leave. Jenny Medina, Amir Mustafa is on leave. Daisy Perry,
Daisy Perry approves.
Edgar Ramos.
Edgar Ramos approves.
Oh, and he's here. Helene Red, Janelle Robinson, Chad Royer,
Chad Royer approves.
Victor Saldana,
Victor Saldaña approves.
Maharani
Helene Red
Subajan.
approves.
I got you, Helene. Thank you. Maharani Subajan.
Maharani Sibajan approves.
Thank you. Samantha Suvatis.
Samantha Suvatis approves.
Thank you. Barbara Stronser.
Barbara Stronser approves.
Thank you. Gwendolyn Thomas Steed. Adeline Walker Santiago.
Gwendolyn Thomas Steed approves.
Thank you, Gwendolyn. Adeline.
Adeline Walker Santiago approves.
Okay. Helene Wilson.
Helene Wilson approves.
Thank you. And with that being said, motion
Lowell
passes,
Green
but-
approves.
Lowell,
You
gotcha.
missed me.
Also, Jahaira, I couldn't unmute myself. Michelle Avila.
Thank you. And with that being said, motion passes, but I have, I see